Welcome everybody to the 40 Finance channel. My name is Jeff Beers, and today we're looking at one of my favorite / most hated stocks in the market, and that is Turtle Beach, ticker symbol here. Let's jump in and see what Turtle Beach has on their plate for 2020. Hey, real quick, if you like stock market analysis, investment ideas, and personal finance videos, then please subscribe to the 40 Finance channel. I appreciate your support. All right, Turtle Beach today stands at $8 even. I think it actually went down even a little bit after I made this slide because the stock market's down today, but hovering in and around $8 for the past month or two now. And if you haven't followed Turtle Beach, then you've really missed out on a downward spiral, which I'll get into here in a minute. But Turtle Beach is one of my top holdings, unfortunately, but I do believe in the stock for long term. My average price right now I think is at $12, and I continue to add more and more money to this stock to get that average price down and get ready for the time that it does bump back up. What we have right now is a PE ratio of 533. The forward PE does go up over the next 12 months to 1264. They purchased another computer peripherals company last year. I believe the name is Rocat, and so they're still absorbing some costs with that acquisition. So you do see the PE going up a little bit. On the bright side for Turtle Beach, and one of the reasons that I really like this company, is they have zero long-term debt, and they have a share buyback program in place right now. So there is some good things. What happened though in the downward spiral was that short sellers really attacked Turtle Beach when it was at its peak, which was at the same time as the sort of Fortnite craze. So let's call it like December of 2018, January of 2019, somewhere in there. Just a ton of short sellers attacking the stock, brought it down. You see what happened. This only goes back 1 year to February of 2019, but Turtle Beach was even higher than it was back then, and it's just been a decline, but we're starting to stabilize, and it has had a couple moves in 2019, little bump ups to $11, $12, but then, you know, it's really landed here at right around $8. But there is some good news for the future, which I'll talk about here in a little bit. Okay, looking at the TipRanks top performing analysts, as I often do, you have 3 analysts covering this stock out of the top rated ones. You got a price target, median price target of $20. That is a meager 150% upside over the next 12 months. You got a high bar of 22 and a low bar of 18. And what you see with Turtle Beach across the investing opinion index is that most people are bullish on it. You know, they like what is coming out in the video game realm. They like where Turtle Beach stands as far as their balance sheet and the niche that they've carved out in their market. And at the end of the day, we just have to sit around and wait. We have to wait for some of these short sellers to go away. We have to wait for some of the profitability from the acquisition to take an effect. And obviously at the same time, you have to hope for good sales. Okay, I had to make my own chart for the short interest because I couldn't capture everything on the same page, but this comes from NASDAQ.com. In February 28th of 2019, there was 9 million shares short on Turtle Beach, okay? 9 million shares. And over this past 12 months, that has went down slowly but surely. We're now down to 3.5 million shares short. It's approximately a 25% ratio, but it's over 5 million shares short less, if you will, than we saw at this time last year. So short sellers are getting off this stock. They're looking off into other things. Next up, we're going to need a boost to revenue and the video game sort of environment as a whole to make this thing sort of come out of hibernation and start to get closer to that $20 target. And the good news for 2020 is we do have some potential catalysts, okay? The big one being that the entire video game console market is about to get a substantial refresh in Q3, Q4. PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X are both coming out this year in and around the holiday season. They say in time for the holidays, right? So I don't know what that means. Nobody's given a date yet, but let's just assume it's Halloween, okay? So it's not coming out tomorrow, but when these things land, you're going to see a reinvigoration into the platform market. You're going to see customers coming out with their wallets and buying, basically new setups for their home gaming. And Turtle Beach is in a great position in that realm because they can offer accessories to go with new purchases. And the other thing that happens with new game consoles is obviously the arrival of new games. So back in the day when Turtle Beach hit its peak, it was a game called Fortnite, which was a sort of a free game that just got wildly popular very quickly, and it really actually moved the market in terms of peripherals, right? Because everybody wanted to play online with their friends. People went out, and people who didn't game online, previously, they jumped right in, they bought all these headsets, and that's where Turtle Beach sort of found their river of gold. Now, over time, like anything else that's popular, Fortnite has wavered in its popularity. New users is always something that's going to come into play for Turtle Beach, right? So as soon as there was the Fortnite rush, we had new users who were opting for the peripherals, and we're one game hit away from having a huge cycle of new users. So it's not set in stone that this is going to happen, but I do believe that the onset of these new consoles will bring new competition in the gaming space, and a lot of people are going to be upgrading their hardware. Last but not least, as far as positioning, Turtle Beach has been doing a fantastic job of getting their shelf space, their marketing right at the point of sale. Okay, so I took a little snippet of Amazon here, in the search bar, I typed in gaming headset. There's a handful of other keywords, and Turtle Beach has purchased this top banner position on Amazon right off the bat. You can do your own research on Amazon, but we got great reviews from Turtle Beach. They do sit in a mid-tier of all market offerings. So there's high-end headsets that are over $150. There is super cheap headsets, like the Amazon, China imitations that are coming in at $25. What Turtle Beach has made their money on is offering something in between, right? So between $50 and $80 for high quality headsets that won't break the bank. That's their sweet spot, and that's what's worked well, and that's what they're sticking with, okay? So at the end of the day, we're looking for the decline in short interest and the tailwinds from these events that are represented here, I believe will push Turtle Beach right towards that $20 price target before the end of the year. I'm holding on to the stock. I've watched it go down. I've been patient. I'll continue to buy, and hopefully the investment will pay off. So that's it. What do you guys think of Turtle Beach? Let me know in the comments. I'll see you on the next video.